Hi guys, in this video I would like to show you how to shape a neckline using the short row technique. As you can see that I worked on my neckline here and it's not flat. I don't really like necklines that are too deep, so that's why it is like that. And so to begin with, you need to identify so let's start with your let's say you start with your front piece of the top that you're working on, and you need to identify a number of certain central stitches that will mark the center of your neckline, because you're going to be working short rows from this point towards this end, and once you complete this part you will move on to the second part of your front or back piece, and you're going to be working from the wrong side towards the marker here. Okay, and after you're done you will be ready to join your entire front piece and the neckline into one row. So let's begin. Here's, I already need a sample. Since I don't want to for my neckline to be too deep, I decided that I'm going to use just 3-4 short rows and the number. So if you prefer your neckline to be deeper, you can add more short rows, distributing an even number of stitches from this side, this marker, towards the edge, towards this stitch, and an even number of stitches, so here and here. Okay, so your neckline will be even and symmetrical. So what I do first is I always work towards the marker and leave one stitch, and then when you work, okay, let me just show you like that. So I leave one stitch here and I'm ready to work my first short row, and for that I just turn my work, and this stitch, this first stitch, I place it onto my right needle and I make a double stitch out of it. So when you work the from the wrong side, the yarn always goes behind your right needle, and you tighten it up, creating a double stitch, and you purl back. Now as you reach the end of your first row on the wrong side, you're ready to turn your work again and knit on the right side towards the first central marker. And when you distribute the stitches for the short rows, you do not include this double stitch into your stitch count. So if I say I want my next short row to be 3 stitches after the first one, so I'm not including this one. I count 1, 2, 3, and I knit until this point, and then I turn work again, place my first stitch onto the right needle, make a double stitch, tighten up, and purl back. So if you don't want your neckline to be too deep, 4, 5 short rows on each side of the front or back piece would be suffice. Now I want my third short row be 3 stitches after the second one, so I count this stitch I don't count, 1 2 3, and that's where I'm going to turn. Again, first yarn in front of the stitch, then you place the stitch over to the right needle, and now you place your yarn behind and pull it. Okay, pull it tightly, so when you work your double stitches one, it's not going to be too loose. And I'm done with the short rows for this side of my piece, and now I'm ready to knit all my double stitches as one. For that, I enter my needle from left to right into both stitches. So it's actually one, but it seems like it's two. So here's the top of the stitch that we worked on. So I grab it like that. And there you go. Let's do it again. And as you can see, you can't even actually say that it was a double stitch here. Again, from left to right, under the stitch, grabbing the top of the stitch that was beneath it, that we worked on, and pulling the yarn out through that stitch. Now you simply move the markers. Just 1 second here. You don't work on the central part. You simply knit it. And now to be able to work on the second part of the piece that you're working on, we are going to be working on it from the wrong side. So first we need this part of the row until the edge stitch. And if you need a guide to not to lose count of your short rows, you can just place extra markers. For example, here I wanted my first row to be here. I'll place a marker here, then 1 2 3 stitches after, another marker here, then 1 2 3 stitches, another marker here. Okay, so you can do it this way, or you can just keep it in your mind how many stitches you want to be between the double stitches. So now I'm going to purl until I get to this point, until I have 1 stitch left between the marker and my working needle. Okay, 1 left. So I turn my work, I move this stitch onto my right needle, and now because we're working from the right side, I will pull the yarn over the needle, the right needle, and under like that, so towards me. And I continue to knit. So my second short row will be 3 stitches after the first turn. So let's see, here's the double stitch. You can see it here. 1, 2, 3 stitches. So I'm going to turn right here. I turn, place this stitch onto my right needle, and I pull the yarn towards me, tighten it up and behind so I can continue to knit. Okay, my last turn will be 3 stitches after the second turn on this side. So let's see, here's my double stitch. So 3 stitches, 1, I need to go back to 3. Turn work, place the stitch onto my right needle, pull the yarn towards me, tighten up and continue to knit. And now we are ready to pick up these double stitches and knit them as one. So here's our first double stitch, and you need to pick it up, get in from behind and through the first, you get your needle in through the second stitch and then through the first stitch, like that. So double stitch through the second, sorry, and the first, and then the yarn should be in front of you, so you would be able to create a purl stitch like that. Let's do it again. So here's my double stitch. I get in, so the yarn, I keep the yarn in front of my needle, get in through the second stitch and the first one, pick them up, it's a bit tricky, so pay close attention as to how you pick up the stitches, so you can easily, because you can easily lose them if they slip off. You will have to start over with that row. So double stitch, yarn in front, get through the back, you can fix it with your finger and grab it and purl it. Done. So this side is complete. What we need to do, we need to return to our starting point, which is here. At this point you can remove the markers, you won't need them anymore. Okay, so let's see. We are done. And if So at this point, if you want to add 1 by 1 rib to your neckline, you can just switch to smaller needles and work the rib and then cast off, or you can cast off right now and add some other, you can cast off and add some other trim to your liking to complete the neckline. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day.